Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Bizarre and the Unknown, where we're going to talk about the Yeti and answer some questions about my paranormal investigation. I am joined here by my good brother, William Nighthawk, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Great friend, great brother, and a great mentor. Hey, Vicky. I hope you guys are doing well today. I am streaming from William's platform right now because mine apparently all my bills got paid, but that one, so it cut off. That's what happened going on. That's what happened with. Hey, Smurfy. So I had to switch everything over a little bit ago after picking my daughter up. But it's good to see everybody in here. Um, Man, this Yeti. The reason why I picked the Yeti, it's a Bigfoot that's not really talked about a whole lot, and it's a very misunderstood Bigfoot. So
Yeah.
most of the time, I'm just as guilty of this. When we get to talking about Bigfoot or Yetis, I'm thinking of this white
Don't want to
creature.
get close up with me. Excuse
We got to
me.
see the bears. We got to see the bears in the bear cave, buddy. I hit that wrong. Huh? Oh well. Yeah, I think I hit the. Hey, Ohio. But everybody thinks it's which I forgot to put that up. Oh well. The white one, like what's in the deal. There, thank you. The white one that's like in the deal. Um, That's actually not true. Most of your Yeti sightings, they are your typical Bigfoot, brownish hair, reddish brown hair. The actually white ones is not as common as people think.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, they had a
I don't
they
know.
had a white Bigfoot sighting in Ohio and I believe Oklahoma recently within the last couple of years.
I was thinking Ohio, yeah. Oklahoma, I didn't. They could have. I may have missed that one or forgot about it, which is not uncommon. But yeah, I mean, honestly, a white Bigfoot, no matter where you're at in the world, is actually something that's kind of rare. Kind of like a white bear or a white deer or white anything else. White does not survive in the wild. That's why you don't see it a lot. If something's white in the wild, it's usually taken out before anything else does because it can't camouflage itself.
Yep.
It's not a natural color for the woods. And people don't think about that. So that's why I wanted to kind of talk about this today. So, I've got several notes, which is all these same notes be in the exact same video that I'm putting out Tuesday on the video about what mainstream science calls cryptozoology and their aspects on cryptids and supernatural entities versus ours. That's what the video kind of is. But I saved these notes from that because I thought it was pretty special dealing with Yeti. Get to some of these comments here. Demir says, when I think Yeti, I think of the Christmas card. Yeah, a lot of people do. And I'm just as guilty as anybody else at that. For a long time, I thought the same thing because that's what we grew up thinking. That's what Holly Scrooge wanted us to believe. I live close to to Bigfoot area in Kentucky. Oh, Ray, heck yeah. There are more white ones being seen all over or seen all the time. Could be older ones. That's usually when a lot of people who call the white ones are usually graybacks, older ones. They're more of a grayish color than the actual white. Um, Let me hop out of comments for a minute. Let me load up this picture and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about here.
Us old people only
Let me.
prefer being called silver.
Oh, silverback. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, you got to think of. I mean, a prime example what people don't realize is the grayback gorilla. There's a reason why it's called a grayback. It's because it's the older. It's older. It's the stronger of them. They're more. I am a firm believer that the older ones are more dangerous than the younger ones because an older one's going to be more cautious. It's going to know more stuff, more ways of doing things versus a young one that's going to be like, oh, me got strength, me get you. No, an older one's going to sit back and like, hey, I'm not as young as I used to be. I can't move like I hurt more than I used to. So they're going to be back and be a little bit more cautious versus a young one.
Yeah. Yeah, and you think about too what we talked about before on our program is just like the wolves. the wolves do in the wild. They always put the older ones up front in the pack.
Yep. You're only as strong as your weakest link. I'll get
Yep.
your comments in just a minute, guys. I apologize. I put that up on the wrong deal. So I had to delete it, and I have to upload it to the correct one. Sorry. Shouldn't take but a couple seconds to upload. Yeah, that's very true. I mean, in the military, we're taught the same thing. You're only as strong as your weakest link.
Yep.
And, it's the same for these guys. It really is. It's still uploading. Oh, might take, oh, there it goes. So when I talk about whites, I'm talking about one of these. They're pure white. We're not talking about gray and gray color. We're talking about the pure white skin, like we've always been told. That's my artwork, by the way. That's not an actual picture. That's just artwork I created for the show. Yeah. I mean, exactly, Ray. Yeah. I mean, I grew up with the same thing on that. I grew up on Star Wars. So it is what I mean. When I think of Yeti, it reminds me of the movie that took a village's wife. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of movies. I believe there's even a Yeti movie, like Beware of the Yeti or something like that. I can't remember. It was made a long time ago. I'm wanting to say maybe 80s, 70s, 80s time frame. They actually made a movie about a Yeti.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wartime.
There was Curse of the Yeti was one of them.
That's it. That was what I was thinking of. Wartime stories and frigate histories have videos. No kidding, Roxanne. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to pull up any videos today. When I got off of Williams' show this morning, I had to get out and sight in a pellet rifle for a friend of mine. As soon as I got done with that, I rushed to town, picked up my daughter, rushed home, and got this set up. And I just finished a newsletter that's out on my Patreon. Talking about Yetis that really happened. Yeah, there's been several reports of Yetis, several reports of them. This is nothing. This is steeped in Himalayan culture. They're considered a protecting guardian, protecting guardian of the mountains. I've been gray headed since I was 6. Daggone, Don.
Vicky,
You was old before old was old. As long as there is magic water, I won't be gray. No kidding, man. I'm being blessed. I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get to gray. It's like, no. My kids laugh at me. It's like, man, I don't know why you guys are laughing. You're the assholes that gave it to me. I was nice and still had plenty beautiful, fluffy, golden, dark brown hair until you kids started acting up. Became teenagers. Ronca noise on that for a big no, yeah, sorry, I read that right. Ronca noise. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. The Snow Beast, that's another name. Yep. I think I remember that one. Yeah. When I wake up in the morning, I look at a cryptid, scared of cat. On Tubi Stream has a lot of Bigfoot movies. I didn't know that. Oh, I don't remember what platform I was on. They had a bunch of them I never knew about. I need to get mine cited in too, Roxanne. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get caught up in your guys' comments. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Deidre. Because I need to get to these notes here. Yeah. Oops, hit the wrong one. Sorry. Heck yeah.
I'm checking Tubi.
My 2 oldest daughters had to start dyeing their hair at 13. Holy crap, Don! You passed that curse on to them. I feel sorry for you. I even scared myself. I could see that. Waking up, your chomper monsters are laying next to you. You're going. So, Yeti, also known as the abominable snowman, is a mythological creature that is believed to inhabit the Himalayan mountain range. With legends streaming from local folklore that depict it as a large ape-like creature roaming the snow-covered peaks at the same, and then of course mainstream style. This was mainstream mainstream science's outlook on it. And I forgot to tell you that. I apologize. And of course, they claim there's no concrete evidence of it. Although there has been some footprints that has been casted from them, um, eyewitness accounts, and recent DNA tests on possible collected Yeti samples, including hair and tissue, have overwhelmingly concluded that they belong to an unknown animal like Himalayan bears. Um, or unlike Himalayan bears, because they try to tell you that these things are misidentified as a Himalayan bear. But in fact, there's DNA evidence that's come out from hair and tissue samples as an unknown animal. So that tells you there's something else there.
Very true.
So many experts, most Yeti sightings can be explained by encounters with bears, particularly the Himalayan brown bear, which can appear large and sometimes walk bipedally in certain situations, which all bears do. All bears can. Now, they're not very fluently walking on hind legs, but they can walk bipedally. They're just, it's not, you can tell there's a huge difference on how they walk, especially when one grabs a strap, breaks it loose, and hits itself in the nuts. That's such a, I laugh every time I see that video. I felt sorry for him. Now, one of the theories is prehistoric hominid. Is another one of those that they believe just like Bigfoot, that the Yeti could be. I think the latest sighting of a Bigfoot Yeti was in 2021. It was moving at good speed from. I think I know which one you're talking about, Ray. Yeah, that was that Bigfoot or was that the actual Yeti? It was running across the glacier, if I remember correctly. If it's the same one I'm thinking of. Yeah, there's been plenty of videos of it coming out. I've always told myself I'm an unknown animal. I think you're right. We might need to check into that, Roxanne. You might be a cryptid.
Oh, she's gonna get you. She is gonna get you.
I know. I owe her. Why do they always stereotype the white ones to the cold weather? You know, that's just European thinking, honestly, Vicky. European thinking is, oh, well, it's white outside, because they think polar bear. Polar bear is not actually white. Polar bear is actually brown. But because a polar bear's hair is translucent, it picks up its surroundings, which is white, and therefore gives it a white look. Polar bear is actually basically is a direct cousin, pretty much identical to a grizzly bear.
Yeah, that's why they look so dirty in zoos and stuff. That's one of the reasons why.
Yep. They're going to look more white out on the snow than they ever will in anything else. Hey, I owed you. Puts up signs of protections or areas around Roxanne. Oh my God, Ray's getting into it now. Some cryptozoologists speculate that the Yeti could be the surviving relic of an ancient hominid species, most likely that of Gigantopithecus. Though this story lacks substantial evidence, it is a leading contender for this creature, which is true. I mean, even Bigfoot has been speculated to be a Gigantopithecus. The same thing as our Bigfoot. There's leading theories that suggest they could be the last remnants of Neanderthal. Scientists have recently come out and said, "Hey, we were completely wrong about Neanderthal. They were bigger, they were stronger and hairier than what we originally thought. So us growing up believing Neanderthal looked the way they did is not true. It actually, if you study the new evidence on Neanderthal, it fits a Bigfoot to a T." And so that's why I posed that theory when I did that Bigfoot show a while back. Could Bigfoot be the last remnants of Neanderthal because of this recent evidence? And the fact that some of them are very human looking. Now, could that be just the type of Bigfoot it is? Or is that the offspring of a cross between a human and a Bigfoot? Both of them are good possibilities. Yeah, polar bears are actually brown. They're grizzlies. They're just a bigger, meaner version of grizzly because of where they live. I know you will, Roxanne. I know you will. Looking for a flying choppers.
Get in the chopper!
Oh, get in the chopper! Scientists are full of bullshit in that thing. Ohio, you're 100% right, and this is why I've always had a problem. This is now I put mainstream science in that video that we'll be releasing Tuesday at midnight. I put that in there for a reason. People need to understand the two sides of what nobody talks about. Well, when they do, it's very little about the opposite side of how we are. I'm not. I guess you can call me a cryptozoologist. I don't know. I like going searching for cryptids. I like searching for paranormal. I like searching for supernatural. That's just I love that stuff. That's what I love. I don't call myself a cryptozoologist, but I kind of follow the same guidelines as they do. So mainstream science. I'm not talking about true science. I'm talking about mainstream science and how they look at things. It's completely different than how true scientists or us investigators look at things. That's why I wanted the two to have kind of a parallel of what's going on. I have learned to unlearn what I've been taught. Yeah, Demir, we have to. We really do. Deidre says, makes sense. They do seem to be depicted as a very different in facial structure, colors, and stature. Yeah, they really do. That's why you'll often find there's grizzly and polar bear offspring where they've crossbred because genetically they're the exact same thing. Polar bears are just a little bit bigger and a little bit meaner because of their food source and where they're from. That is the only difference, really. We're not picky. We wouldn't pick you on you if we didn't love you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to use your discernment. Absolutely, paranormal is definitely my jam. Oh yeah, I mean, I love it all. The spiritual significance of the Yeti. I think this is very important because you're going to find that this follows along with Native American lore as well, which technically the natural Himalayans, they are a type of native culture. They are a native culture. So you're going to see how they're thinking of these things is very similar to the Native American ones. And that's that the Yeti is often considered a protective spirit in local Himalayan cultures, with stories portraying it as a guardian of the mountain and a force that should be respected. Folklore and taboos. Many communities have oral traditions and warnings about venturing too deep into the mountains due to the potential danger of encountering a Yeti. So these things are very, very key to understand. Really, very key because, and you'll see it. I mean, Native Americans talk about the same thing, and William Bobacki, they talk about the same thing on Sasquatch.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But we don't need grizzlies to be any meaner. No, man, that is no joke, Vicky. One question. Come on, pop up. Why are you not popping up?
Cryptozoology studies, yes. Yeah, there's college courses for cryptozoology.
Huh?
She's asking if there's college courses.
Yeah, there is. They're roughly $620 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I looked it up. It's roughly about $620 a month, if I remember right. Or per subject. $620 per subject course. I've kicked around doing it. That's just a lot of money that I don't have. But I know they don't interbreed. Okay. I know they do interbreed. Oh yeah, they do interbreed, Vicky. Yeah, they do. They really do. I've got a pause in between this highlighting stuff and it not. That's what was going on earlier. Okay. I've got this one here don't have the meter like my platform does. But it has been proven that polar bears and grizzlies do breed. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. There is several cases of crossbreeding between polar and a grizz. You'll see offsprings of them all the time, especially around the. There is more and more cases of polar bear coming into Alaska, northern part of Canada nowadays than there have been in a long time, and you're seeing an outburst of these cubs between the two, becoming more prominent.
Yep.
I'm waiting for it to get highlighted so I can talk about it. Man, that's one hell. Here in British Columbia, I have heard native knowledge keepers saying that Sasquatch is an ancestor, a sense of a protector. Yeah. And that's kind of the same thing with this Yeti. I mean, it's the same thing. They're known as Shiai Tonka, the elder big brother, the first beings. Yeti is right there with them. The only reason why a Yeti is different than a Sasquatch is technically it's the location. Honestly, everything it's something can be very very similar, but in one place it's called one thing, and another place is another in another thing.
Yeah, I remember in the 1960s a Yeti attack of a young girl that was herding her cows and stuff there grazing in the lower lands of the Himalayas, and apparently it literally grabbed her and threw her into a stream, and I mean it basically beat her up. It could have killed her, but it didn't. But it did take one of the cattle that she was herding. I'm not sure what they call their cattle there, but I remember hearing that in 1967.
Oh yeah. I was saying hi to some people who popped in. Actually, he was just talking about that, Roxanne, a couple weeks ago. So, and that's where I commented. Like when I listen to the old timers in the area, most of them are gone now. Sadly, their time on this plane has done been expired. They was always telling me that they were still having sightings of grizz even here. Now, according to history, the last grizz was shot. Now, I think somewhere around the late 1800s here in Missouri. The last grizz was taken, but the farmers were still saying they were seeing grizz even when I moved out here 32 years ago. I've never seen one of those, but some people have said it. So, I mean, them coming back to this area is not out of the realm of possibility. The wolves have returned. A lot of stuff has returned that's been gone for a long time. We used to have wood bison here, because we used to have some of the most beautiful virgin pine anywhere in the country. And wood bison and elk were the two predominant creatures here at one time. They've brought the elk back. So, I mean, you got elk here. There's tall tales of wood bison returning as well. It's not unlikely that a grizz wouldn't follow it. That's a food source for them. I mostly stay out of the woods nowadays. I can't do that, Ray. I love being in my woods. So I love it. I wanted to, I know I waved at you guys, but Straw Dog, Jeff, I know who else? Daryl. Good to see you guys coming in. Now, there is a plus side to the Yetis, and it's the same thing for us here on the Sasquatch, and that is tourism and economy. This brings, Bigfoot areas that's got a lot of Bigfoot activity. Is the exact same as areas with a lot of Yeti activity. It's going to bring in tourism. It's going to bring in investigators. It's going to bring in enthusiasts. That's going to bring a lot of money to that area. But many communities have oral tradition. The legend of the Yeti has attracted adventurers and researchers to the Himalayas, contributing to the region's tourism industry. Some key points. Despite numerous claims and searches, this is mainstream. I forgot to tell you. Sorry, this is mainstream science, by the way. Despite numerous claims and reports, no definitive proof of Yeti existence has been found. with most scientific analysis pointing to a misidentified animal remains, particularly bears. And that's what mainstream science is going to tell you. Rolling's no worries
Sure
there.
you
So,
are. Sure you
yeah.
are. It's all that tobacco you're rolling. Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah, like, I gotta get my tobacco rolled, man. It's like important for me. Yeah, man.
Uh,
Oh, I wonder if during the younger Dryas period, the Yeti went on away and Sasquatch was on an example of interbreeding. I'm a firm believer that during um, part of it during the separation of the Pangea landmass. The other part of it is the land bridges on both sides of the North America. There was not one. There was actually two ice land bridges during the time of um, the Ice Age that Sasquatch traveled due to those points right there. I believe some of them were on this was on this continent when we separated from the Pangean landmass, and the other one was they followed the food source, and the food source went across both land bridges. Is that why we have multiple types of Bigfoot in the United States? I believe so.
mhm.
I can't prove it, but if you follow science, you follow history, and you follow the natural way of creatures, of humans, animals, everything, we follow the food source.
Yep.
So if humans was going across these land bridges, it is not out of the question for Sasquatch to be doing the same thing. Yeti could have just remained there in the Himalayas instead of following like everybody else did. That's kind of where I'm at on that.
Yeah. Well,
You,
also one thing you got to consider too is that animals are going to adapt to their environment. So if they're used to extreme cold environments, their body, their makeup is going to eventually um, alter itself or manipulate itself to use towards
Mhm.
surviving in the harsh environment. So that's why a lot of the southern Bigfoots are smaller than the northern Bigfoots. The bigger you are, the better you have survival, the colder weather and the higher altitudes. You know what I mean? Whereas when you're in the swamp,
Mhm.
you're not dealing with a lot of big predators. You don't have to be as big as 9 feet, 10
Mhm.
feet tall. So there's
Mhm.
that too that you have to consider.
Yeah, and that brings up a good point. I'm not an evolutionist. Hey, Wyatt, but I will admit there is forms of evolution that happens. You adapt to your environment, like William was just saying, and that is to me is where evolution plays into us.
Yeah.
What was it? Not even this a little over 100 years ago. Your average height for a human being was 5'4". Nowadays, your average height for a human being is 6'4". We've evolved and adapted to our environment.
Hmm.
In areas that's extremely cold, humans' nostrils and even animals' nostrils are smaller than they are here where it's warmer. You got to keep more cold air or warm air in. And you're not going to do that if you're constantly breathing in cold air. Your body will not get warm that way. So therefore you have smaller nostrils with taking in less air that way. Areas that's extremely hot, you'll notice they have huge nostrils. That's the way they
Yep.
can expel that heat from their body so they don't overheat. That is a natural evolution for evolving to adapt to their environment. That is where, for me, evolution or evolving comes into play. If you follow the fossil records, I mean, we come from Homo erectus. That's why we have a tailbone, because at one time we were monkeys. Then we learned how to walk on 2 feet. Then we started eating protein, and we started hunting, and we developed it. That's an evolution. That's in the way to evolve to adapt for your environment. If that fossil record is true, and we come from Homo erectus, I mean that's evolution. That's evolving to fit your deal. Um, I feel though that the depiction of the Yeti is a lighter colored, and just as William is saying, the different shades are yeah. Um, So a lot of people don't know this. A lot of Bigfoot hair that has been collected has came back as an unknown primate species, which means it's a monkey species that nobody is not in our DNA record. Those hair follicles are very similar to polar bear. They're translucent. So that's where adaptive camouflage comes in. I can't remember who shot that video where that Bigfoot was running. Then it stopped in front of a bush and it looked like it disappeared. It didn't disappear. It was adaptive camouflage. It took in the colors of the blended in. Yeah,
Yep,
adaptive camouflage. So in areas like where the Yeti is at, where you see a lighter color like that, Deidre, that is very possible because if it is truly Bigfoot hair and it is translucent, just like the polar bear, it will become lighter because the area is lighter. And that's why, like in the times where there ain't a whole lot of snow, they're darker color. Less snow, more darkness to it, becomes darker. Adaptive camouflage. Same with the Florida deer compared to the Michigan 6 deer. Yeah, Straw Dog. The first time I ever seen a deer in Georgia, I thought it was like a year and a half old deer. For us, the size of deer in Georgia are a year and a half olds. They're tiny. I was like, damn, that's a year and a half old, and it's got a huge rack. And my buddy who was from Georgia was laughing at me. He goes, no, dude, that's a full-grown buck. I said, no, that ain't. That's a year and a half old. I said, I hunt deer all the time. That's a small adult deer if that's adult deer. He goes, yeah, you're in Georgia, dude. The deer there are smaller. There's more food, less competitive for food. You don't have to be the bigger, the stronger person to get the food. It's more predominant there.
Yep.
Nasal size is dependent on the finger size. Hey, what are you saying? I got big snossagus. Well, maybe that's why I can't get it in my nose that well. I wonder if the ones in the swamp are have to fight with alligators. I'm sure they do. I would pretty much guarantee you, Daryl, they do. I would. Oh, yeah. That is a competitor for a food source, and it's probably a food source for Bigfoot. I'm not out of that realm of possibility.
And that's why they're probably mean all the time too. If you had to fight a gator for your food, or even a snapping turtle, or big alligator gars. I mean, you'd have an attitude too in a swamp. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at all these videos where gators are killing these pythons, and these pythons are killing gators. That's two apex predators that's fighting over a food source. Eventually, one's going to be a food source for the other. If the snakes and the gators are doing that, Bigfoot would have to be doing that too. I'm a firm believer in that. I can't prove it, but I go off the laws of nature, and laws of nature, that's how it is.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Wyatt, the Paul Freeman. Yeah. Was it the fallow? Not the fallow deer. Is it the fallow deer that's in Africa? The smallest one? Something like that. I can't remember. Yeah. That explains why my hairy neighbor is darker than a lot of people reported. My woods are very dark. Yeah, Vicky. I mean, yeah. I mean, look at it here. So the most common color of a Bigfoot here is going to be a really dark brown to a reddish brown. That is your most common color here in Missouri on Bigfoots. What do we have? We have a lot of woods. We have a lot of clay. We're in the Ozark Mountains. We got a mountainous terrain. That color is great for hiding in this terrain.
Yeah.
I think that's why deer are as fast, Daryl, getting out of a gator's way. Dude, yeah. A prey has to be fast if it wants a chance to survive. Ursula says has to be consists of cloaking yourself, and anyone trained like you're trained rather than Marine Army. You are trained to feel the environment. Some of us have talent like frequency change. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I could put in, if I was still able to fit my old Marine Corps uniform, camos,
Yeah.
my digitals, I could put that on my old Marine Corps digitals. I didn't have to get them, but I got them because I wanted them. Um, I can back into a bush about 2 to 3 foot and totally disappear. You'll literally watch me disappear in front of your eyes. It's
Yeah.
camouflage.
Urso's gonna be rolling those cigarettes in the shadows, so
Mhm.
we know he'll disappear.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Urso, I agree 100%. Yeah.
Uh,
Hey, man, like, hey, don't dog me because I roll my own cigarettes, man. He's like,
like,
doing
hey,
good
man.
stuff, dude.
Oh God.
My granddaughter's deer dressed out 185 pounds here in Indiana. They're normally around a buck 30. Oh wow, Kevin, yeah, that's a nice size, man. They were big. Well, we had a bunch of them, and all of a sudden around deer season, they like totally disappeared. They're just now coming back. Hey, David, no worries. Snakes and gators, baby. Snakes and gators. That's right. Yep, Snow. He's been clingy. I've been very very busy and haven't been able to pay him a whole lot of attention lately. Between going through video and audio evidence, trying to work on stuff. 3 shows yesterday. So he's a little happy though. He got to go on a ride a little bit ago. If in a room full of people, one person's eyes on you, your training would alert you to trace directions coming from. And that's the thing too. Like if you are aware of your surroundings and what they're looked at, um, you will subconsciously, once you get used to doing that, you'll notice when something's out of place. Like I can come home after a 10-hour shift. It takes me about an hour to get to work, an hour to get home. So about after 12 hours of being gone from my home, I can come on. I come in my house and I know when my daughter's messed with something because it's not in its normal place. I know when the
Right.
animals are messed with something. It's not, and that's not me looking. It's just I walked in the door and automatically this does not look right, and then I can spot it. That's a technique that we all should learn when we're in our woods.
Exactly.
That has saved my ass a few times. We have speak about reddish brown to the Sasquatch of here. We have so many cedar and redwoods in our forest. Yeah, I got a lot of cedar here too. Hey, Scott, Deidre. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. And it was like I was showing that picture yesterday of the cedar tree that was stripped and it was put in an X formation, which was not far from where my game cam is. That's right. Actually, where that stuff, I forgot to tell you guys this yesterday. That setup there was just outside the range of triggering my game cam, was where all this was done at. Um, but cedar has a lot of medical properties, a lot of them. Vicky, I love Cheech and Chong. I grew up on Cheech and Chong, man. Yeah. When I was in Hawaii, Tommy Chung used to come to Hawaii all the time. He was always on the local radio. And there's one day he's like, yeah, man, like my kids came in and smoked all my stash, man. And the little bastards didn't replace him, man. It's like, I told him, it's like, dude, if you smoke my stuff, you got to replace him, man. I mean, he was just talking about it all the time. And one of the most famous songs in Hawaii, and this gets played on every single Hawaiian station in Hawaii at least 2 or 3 times a day. Who's the Lolo who stole my Pakalolo? I had it here just the other day. You get a chance, look that song up. It's great. Urso will tell you about it. That song is played like religion in Hawaii. A lot of
Uh,
NBC are used in black projects, unbeknownst to them. Yeah, Urso, I believe you. Yeah, we do a lot with that type of stuff. Absolutely. Bigfoot must have a consciousness awareness of its abilities to control them, their activation. I believe so. I believe you're right. Or so I believe they have a way. They're more so. I was talking about this yesterday on Jessica's show. I believe it was. our thoughts when you're hunting, you don't think about the hunt because your thoughts are like arrows that soar through over an open field. And whatever your thoughts are, they can pick that up. And I believe Bigfoot can do that, but I also believe Bigfoot can do that to you. So it can
Right.
project its thoughts into you saying, hey, I'm here hunting. Stay back. So when you get that warning, whoa, something ain't right here. I don't, I, to me, it's not really telepathy, however you say that
Wait a
word.
minute. Wait a minute. Got to roll it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I need a fatty right now, man. I'm like messing stuff up. Um, I believe it's them being able to project their thoughts like we do when we're hunting, and it's part of our primitive DNA in us going, hey, whoa, there's a big predator here, and that's where
Hmm.
you're just warning. I could be wrong, but I believe it works kind of the same way. That's just
Yep.
one of my theories. Yeah, Ursa said, yeah, sure enough. Who's the Lolo who stole my Paca Lolo? I had it here just the other day. Um, we were talking about um, the 15-minute cities. I was like, man, the 10-minute, 15-minute cities. And I was telling you, you could talk to Urso. The one in back when I was in Hawaii was the ABC stores. You can go down to every corner of every block, and there's an ABC store. Sometimes an ABC store right next to another ABC store. Those
Hmm.
things were the DGs of Hawaii, ABC stores.
Yep.
I found a tree like that about the same size as your bark pulled off. I never knew what it was. Yeah, willow. Willow bark is extremely good for pain. Cedar is good for digestion and anti-inflammatory, if memory serves me correctly. I know digestive, like an upset stomach for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's a anti-inflammatory as well.
Yeah.
Memory
And
serves me correctly on cedar.
the inner bark of a willow tree they use to make aspirin. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you got a willow tree and you're hurting, go and take that bark, and then once you peel it off, take that strands from the inside of it, chew on it. It's a natural painkiller. Yeah, Freaky, for entertainment purposes only. Good to see you, buddy. Um, yeah, the inner white bark of a pine is good food too. Yeah, so is the seeds. Pine seeds that you get from pine cones is got a lot of it's got some protein and vitamins in it. It's actually something good. It's a good food source. That's why deer
puts a
love them too.
whole
And I'm pretty sure Bigfoot.
eating pine cone
Mhm.
seeds puts a whole new adaptive type of a visual for got one stuck sideways.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
As dry as it
Ursula
is.
says, dude, yeah, it is, man. But I mean, like cactus. If you're in a desert and you're needing food and water, a cactus
Mm.
is great. Not only is it like a melon when you peel off the rind, it's a huge source of water, and the melon part of it is a great food source. Learn what your food
Dude,
sources are
if
in your.
I'm in the desert, yeah, if I'm in the desert, bro, I'm gonna go right for the peyote cactus and just get me some buttons off of it and suck on them.
Heck, heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. But I mean, they are. Cactus is chock, food, and water. And you peel that rind off, it's a food source. It's actually
Yeah,
just like a melon. And it's not bad
yep,
tasting. It's actually pretty damn good.
yep.
Um, can do exercises, walk in a bank um, and a, God, my, here, I'll just read this down here.
I'm going to rob the
Project,
bank
I'm going to rub.
project. You're armed and amped up, and just watch and see how many pick up on that and start looking at you. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry that chat kept moving and I was losing my reading.
Yeah.
This is great. In October, I went to a very remote forest area in Victoria to pick something up from our marketplace. The area is called Gowland Todd. I think there was Sasquatch there. Oh man, so that's a very good point, Deidre. like when I'm going out hunting mushrooms and I'm collecting wild berries on my property, I don't pick an area clean because I want to
Mm.
share not only with my guest, my Sasquatch guest, but the other animals, my other brothers and sisters, that's animals there too. They eat it as well.
Yeah.
That is a form of respect. Is you do not
Yep.
pick an area clean. It's the old Native American proverb: do not do not get more than what you need or less than what you need. Only get what you need.
Yep.
Others depend on it too. Share with them. That's a type of respect. Is that why? Is that one of the reasons why I have such a good connection with my guest here? Because I'm very respectful for them. We eat the same stuff.
Well, and
Probably.
that's
I don't know
also
for
why you
sure,
got
but
an elemental. That's also why you have an elemental protecting you. So,
yeah. Oh, I never thought about that. That's a good point. Yeah. I'm very much that way. I can go out in my woods within an hour and have about 30 or 40 mushrooms. Okay. I know my hot spots. Am I picking that area completely clean? No. I'll get my 30 or 40 a day and I'll come back in. The deer eat them. Other creatures, Bigfoot eats them. I give them. When I go to a berry bush, I get where I can reach. And then the areas that like Bigfoot can reach or the other animals can reach, I leave those for them. I don't purposely walk myself into a thorny bush to collect berries. I collect where I can reach them, and that's enough for us. That is something that is extremely key if you're going to go out and do. It's like blueberries. That's one thing that I wish I was in Alaska for is fresh blueberries.
yeah.
I love that stuff,
Yeah.
but
I
never,
like
never, never, never pick an area clean.
yeah, I like where Deidre lives too, though, on Vancouver Island, because there's so
Mm,
many encounter reports coming out of that area. But Tracy and
mm.
I, we follow a guy that, well, Deidre, you probably know him. His name's Chrome, and he's got a bulldog, and he lives in a van on Vancouver Island,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he started his own business, Van City or vantoys.com and all that on Vancouver Island. And I'm forever when I go on his podcast asking him, "Have you seen Bigfoot? Did you say hi to Bigfoot?" And he's always telling me no, he hasn't seen Bigfoot on Vancouver Island. I said, "Well, damn, you got to get out deeper in the woods then."
Dieter said, I had a feeling of complete dread, like something was telling me to get out of its territory. I've had that too. That's why I've always said, like here in my woods, sometimes I'll go to walk in and I've got that feeling. Unless I absolutely have to be in them woods, I don't go in them woods. And I've
Right.
always felt like I was interrupting their hunting. It's kind of how it felt like to me, like they were there hunting and I was interrupting them. But they do know if I go in the woods, am I packing my 7 mag? Yeah, I'm packing my 7 mag. But they also know that I'm going to go in, get what I need to get done, and get out. I'm only coming in because I absolutely have to do this, and I'm not staying long. So I've been blessed and not messed with so far. Are they picking up? That's what I'm doing, and that's why they haven't messed with me. I'm guessing so. I cannot tell you 100% for sure because I have not ever talked to a Bigfoot to know. So it's just a theory I had. Let me get caught up here. Um, yeah, only take what you need. Yep. I seen you guys were having a conversation there. Um, maybe it wandered indoors and got confused. Possibly. Last weekend, I was at my girlfriend's. We went to her daughter's farm. When the woods, I hear something follow us. My girlfriend heard it also. I told her to turn around and walk back. Yeah, I mean, it could have been something just trying to figure out what you was doing, or it could, I mean, hell, it could be anything from Bigfoot to an animal to the great North American meth head. I mean, it's hard to say. I
Gotta
always
watch
leave enough for my
out for
neighbors. Yeah,
gotta watch out for them
yeah.
wood apes.
Urso, you're right, and that's one thing. That's why I'm always talking about that. People do not coexist with nature anymore, and I'm a big, big, big believer that you need to coexist with nature. I believe it's extremely important. Deidre says, yeah, she knows of him well.
Oh, good,
That
good. Yeah,
Chrome.
Chrome's a good guy.
Roxanne says she asked me what it was. I told her I'm not sure. No, we need to be backtrack out. Her eyes were huge. I could believe I was calm and talked her out. Got to go back to the house, and I collapsed. Oh wow. Dieter says yes, he did totally. That was totally in the weather was nice. I had my car window down, and there was no sounds. I totally interpreted it. Man, if you're in an area that ain't got no sounds, that's a big predator. Either creature wise or Bigfoot wise. If you're in an area and there's absolutely no sounds, you got a big predator of some type in that area.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Trust your instincts. Definitely. I saw a black Bigfoot tonight was cut out. Yeah, my boss has got one of those. I'm kind of jealous. His son-in-law makes them. I'm like, damn, I need the money to get me one of those because I'd be so messing with people with one of those.
There was a guy at
Um,
the local Bigfoot thing a couple of years ago that made them out of metal. Really good.
and that's what my boss's son-in-law does. Yep, makes them out of metal. I've seen a lot of wooden ones, but there's a lot of metal ones out there too. Believe it or not, the county entity that I work for, when I'm traveling that county, there's actually a lot of people with Bigfoot cutouts all over the place in that county. It's kind of cool. The steps sounded loud. Could have been a Bigfoot, Roxy. If it sounded loud, most likely a predator. You're not going to hear a predator. You'll hear a prey, but not a predator. A predator is going to be pretty silent. So if it sounded loud and heavy, most likely that's probably a Bigfoot.
Yep.
Could be wrong, but that's a good possibility.
Yep.
DJ says Chrome is a great fellow. Love his dog too.
Yeah, a cruisy. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I've always, I've always, or I always have animals approach me that would never approach anyone else. Yeah, I've always had a close connection with animals. I've always been able to do things with animals that other people haven't. I literally have had deer. I mean, I get squirrel to climb in my tree stand with me all the time. Now, usually they're going, "What the hell is this?" And I'm holding back, not doing anything until I get done having fun with this squirrel, checking me out, and then I go and watch it crap itself and jump out of my tree stand. But I did have a hoot owl scare the crap out of me one morning. Oh my god, I was out there zero dark stupid. I was sitting there before the sun was up, and I'm up in my tree stand. I'm trying to get comfortable. Man, it's freaking cold out, and of course you can't hear an owl fly. So I know this owl wasn't on this branch when I climbed the tree because I was looking up when I was climbing in the stand. And so I'm sitting there, I'm getting comfy, I'm sipping on my coffee, and all of a sudden I hear, whoo, whoo. I'm like, gosh, man, I about fell out of my tree stand. Scared the holy living crap out of this dude had flown in and I didn't hear him and landed on a tree branch right above me. And I've had a coon chase me out of a tree stand before too.
Oh, come on, Eric. Don't lie to these people, our family in the chat. You can tell them, be honest, you're scared of coffee makers too.
Yeah, I know. That got me good, man. Heck, oh, dude, that was so hilarious. You got me with that. I was like, dude, something's jacking with my mic, sweet. And then I heard a bloop, bloop, bloop. I was like, switch screens. Oh, hey, William, you just got me. Because all I hear is, and I was like, something's messing with my camera. All right, man, this is great evidence. I'm like, ah. And all of a sudden, bloop, 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 bloop. I was like, that didn't sound like no. That's a coffee pot. I changed screens and there was William. We have Kenny Kokoni Bear Squatch spokesperson. Oh,
yeah.
That's cool.
Messing with Sasquatch.
Ursula says, yeah. North Carolina has a lot of Bigfoot cutouts. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I think it's amazing how many people are coming open to this now. Because like when I was younger, that was taboo. You didn't talk about this stuff, and now it's becoming more known and more accepted that more and more people are coming out, and that's why people's like, why do you think there's more encounters than there used to be? And I've always said this, and I'm a firm believer in this, is because I think more people are open to talk about it nowadays versus when we were younger and you were shunned when you talked about paranormal, supernatural, or cryptids. You were thought of as being crazy. Um, William, that one is the or that one is or William, that is the one I saw Oots on the way to Greenville.
Greenville, Texas. Yeah. Huh.
I saw it's on the way to Greenville, Texas. Wow.
All right.
I figured it could be, but I'll never tell my girlfriend that. She worried about a real loud howl like she'd been hearing, and her husband says that's no wolf. So
That ain't no wolf.
yeah, uh, I've got both red wolves here, and I've got Missouri timber wolves, known as Missouri gray wolves. I have both of those types of wolves on my property. I've got game cam footages of them and everything. So Missouri conservation can kiss my ass just like you can on the cougars. I know for a fact they're here.
Yeah. I
In
had
their
that happen
house.
to me once. I had that happen to me once when I was walking in the woods with a buddy of mine, and we were hunting, and it was during the wintertime, and we heard this long guttural howl, real deep, real deep
Mhm.
sounding, and it literally made your insides shake. And I turned to tell him, it's time to leave the area, and here he's already about a half a mile down the damn beaten path, leaving my ass in the woods.
Mhm.
Uh,
How are the Yeti revered by humans in its territory? I wonder. That's what I was talking about earlier. They're considered guardians of the mountains. They're a spiritual protector. The Himalayans are very, very respectful to the Yeti, just like the Native Americans are with Sasquatch here. The Himalayan people are that way with Yeti there. I was talking about
yep.
that earlier, and that's exactly. They're a sacred. They're a sacred creature. They're a protector. They're a guardian. They are a magical being. So,
Yep, and I
yeah,
believe
that's
it's
how they all.
illegal. I believe in oh God, where is it? I want to say, oh God, what's the country next to Nepal? I can't remember the name of it. It starts with a
Um,
B. Oh man, I can't remember the name of it. But apparently, it's outlawed in the country next to Nepal to hunt the Yeti.
mhm,
That's how sacred it is.
yeah. I believe it actually is in the Himalayan mountains too. I believe it's actually outlawed in there as well. I could be wrong. Now in Russia, it's a different story.
Yeah,
The Dyatlov path. My God, I
yeah,
can't speak. I say that thing. Dyatlov. My God. Anyways, that thing there. That has with photographic evidence and stuff like that. Um, it's a very good possibility what happened to them guys. They're them.
Bhutan. Thank you, Smurfy. Thank you, Smurfy. Yes, it's Bhutan. Thank you.
Yeah. Hold on, my daughter's sick and she's texting me. She want me to make her hot tea. I was like, I'm alive at the moment, and I'll just have to make her some when I'm done. Um, but yeah, they're very sacred to them. It is very bad juju to mess with them. But the Russians, man, they believe that could have been a Yeti that got them.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I was
Well,
called
first,
crazy, but oh, I'm sorry.
yeah,
Go ahead.
first at first they tried to blame it on the indigenous people that were there. That there was
Mm-hmm.
the lot. I can't even say it either. Past uh,
Yeah.
college students, were missing. They tried to blame the indigenous inhabitants there in the area, but they found out that through further investigation, it was either more than likely a secret military test or a Yeti.
Yeah. Which there's a lot of evidence because that was a military testing ground.
Yeah,
But with the injuries that happened to them, with the eyes missing, the tongues, the mouths, the way they were broken up, leads very much to it being an actual Yeti attack.
yeah,
And the video of that thing stalking them, the weird noises, the fact that they cut themselves out of the tent and never took clothing with them is sheer and utter fear to cause somebody to do that, which a Yeti would do. I was called crazy, but you either fall in love in line or you listen to the entities that have proven to be real, not imagination. Man, I love listening to the voices in my head. I chose to listen to the entities. I hear voices in my head. Yeah, Deidre. Yeah. Mongolia. Yeah, that's another one. I believe Mongolia is got Yeti as well. Bhutan. Yep. Oh, hey Smurfy. Yeah, I need. I was kind of kicking that around because it won't take me but a couple minutes to do it. I'd hate to leave
Why don't you
everybody
just
hanging
run
for
your
a couple minutes.
commercials? Run your commercials.
Um, I don't know if I can play them um, back to back like that. Um,
Oh,
Actually, I
well,
got a
I mean,
couple minute one that I can do. I actually got one that's a couple minutes long, and it's one I did for DA. Let me find it.
yeah, why don't you go ahead and find that? That way you'll have time to go make the tea real quick for her if she's not feeling well.
Yep. Let
Because
me
I'll go
find
grab a
where.
cup of something too to drink. So, and y'all know what I'll drink.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt me to get topped off on water. Okay, so this one's it.
All right, I'll
Ah,
be right back
on
with my
you.
drink.
Yep, I'll get this set up. You guys give me a few minutes. I'm going to play this. Hopefully, I'll be back before it's done. Um, this is a commercial I did for DA's books, DA Roberts. Roxanne, if you're available, can you put DA's info up? And let me go make her some hot tea. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Um, that could be the top of the hour commercial too. So awesome. Let me get caught up on the comments here. Dark Angel Medical. Okay. There's a lot of craziness in the in that tale of the passing rush. There is, Vicky. There is, yes. Yeah, thank you. She just came down sick, which is the last thing I need, but it is what it is. I got some spice rum and water. Seems it's helping me. Make sure you pick ground ginger. And that the ground ginger is the key element when you're trying to get over a sickness and you're sweating it out. Is ground ginger mixed with natural honey, lemon juice, and the strongest whiskey you can get your hands on. That stuff will open up the pores, allow the ground ginger to work itself in. Then you start sweating. Yeah, yeah, or so ground ginger. Yeah, no kidding. I need to get my bike out and get a tank pulled and get that thing trained. I just haven't done it because I get busy or get down to where I'm hurt and can't do it. So did he see his shadow today? Oh, I didn't even think about that. What's today? Wasn't it, Vicky? Oh, that's a good mixture right there, Roxanne. Yeah. It was a nice day today. I got that pellet rifle sighted in for my buddy and well, got his done and another buddy of mine's done today. Cool. The jalapenos are good. Yeah, it is. Setting in honey. See, I like to mix mine with green tea, honey, lemon juice, whiskey, and ground ginger, and I heat it up. That's what I use in mine. Got Shiffy season. Yeah. A spoonful of medicine makes the or wait, a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Medicine go down.
In
Eventually
my
in
hood, we always
PA,
had the moonshine.
oh, dude, I've got very little of that left. No need to apologize, bro. Yeah, I appreciate that, Smurfy. Yeah, that is the hashtag single dad life right there, baby. Ginger chews by chimes are good too. Yeah, me too, Deidre. Me too. Yeah, she doesn't get sick as much as she used to since she's been out here with me full time. But we don't need a lot of junk food in this home either. So it
Wait a minute,
switched on us. Yeah,
I was over
I don't even
there.
know. I don't even know
There
how.
we go.
Oh, there we go. I fixed it. I figured it out. Um,
I'm like I'm
so
in
you find a
reverse world.
redhead. Oh, well, I'd exited out of mine so I wouldn't make a lot of noise in the background. So I just completely, I went backstage when I left.
Man, they're family. They're
There you
used
go,
to
Freaky.
noise.
Yeah. That's right, Freaky. Find yourself a redhead and grind them down. I can't say what I wanted to because I'm on YouTube. Did you guys switch chairs? No, we didn't. Oh. Mom, Roxanne read between the lines. He's being silly. Oh. Yeah, I had to catch myself because I almost became me at the moment. I was like, oh, I can't do that. I'm on YouTube Live. Yeah, I raised my son. Also a solo mom. Our children are the only with us along. It's beautiful. Yeah, it is. It is. She's they're a handful, but I mean, I am truly blessed with two amazing daughters. So yeah, no, I have to behave on YouTube. Uh, just a naughty joke about redheads and gingers. Pretty much freaky, yeah.
That'd be a good. That's a good intro to your redheaded ginger giant T-shirts.
Yeah, which I do have pictures of those. Have you guys seen the pictures? Merch designs. There we go. And this is Roxanne approved.
Oh God.
So here's your, if I can get it to pop up. Here is the gray alien of the redhead merch line.
Oh my God.
And then
Right now, there's a lot of little gray alien men with $1 bills.
yep, there's your space cadet redhead, your ginger, your reptilian ginger. Oh wait, nope, that's the android. That is the android ginger. Then of course you have Bigfoot ginger. That is in the ginger lines. Where's my other ones? Oh, yep, the ginger giant. Gotta have the ginger giant for the redhead giants. There's the reptilian. This is your reptilian redhead. And then your werewolf redhead. I think that would make an awesome sticker. I believe I actually have that for sale as a sticker. Now that I think about it, on my merch store. Yeah, that's just the Ginger Lives Matter line in my merch store. That's some of the stuff on it. Yeah, I thought she was reflecting back on the Gilligan's Island. Yeah, Ginger. Yep, the space style of Gilligan's Island right there. I say that I probably got a lot of kids. I just don't know who they're, but yeah, no comment. Oh, thanks, Deidre. I love my radio. Yeah, that line was made just for you, Roxanne. But I've got a lot of lines. This that stuff in there, that was my merch store designs. All them designs of stuff I got for merch. The flowing locks, yeah. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff. Like so
Hey, Jessica.
of course you got, hey Jessica, you got the Anunnaki line. That's in the Anunnaki line. This is all artwork that I created for my merchandise. This is one of the werewolf ones that I created. This is another one. This is one of my favorite ones. This is why I put that in my closing video. You know, American Werewolf. But this one is a lot. This one follows the line of good versus evil that Williams always talk. Me and Williams always talking about how you're feeding the white wolf or the black wolf. I figured it was, Roxanne. Let me get caught up on the comments here. Hey, Jessica, how's it going? You take it easy, freaky. Okay, good. I'm caught up on that. But this is, me and Williams always talking about there's two wolves inside of you. You have your white wolf and you have your black wolf. Whichever wolf you feed is the wolf that projects itself in you. You can never starve the two out, but you have to feed one more than the other. So you have basically good versus evil, yin versus yang. And that's what this artwork was created for, was actually that right there. And then I've got your Guardian series, which is, the Guardian Angel series, which is that, protectors of the land. I mean, I've got so much artwork that I created, our fallen brothers and sisters. That's why I keep a shot glass up here, is because of I always keep a shot poured for my fallen brothers and sisters. This is all stuff you can find in my merch store. And I've got different kinds of stuff in there.
Roxanne's bored. We gotta talk about Yetis and stuff again, and about people getting
we do
their tongues ripped out, and
you know how to wake up, Roxanne, don't you? All you gotta do is talk about Gray Eagle. Thank you, Deidre. But so yeah, I mean that's just when you go to the merch store, that's just different stuff that's there. Thanks, Vicky. Um, but I'm pretty much that's the end of my notes on the Yetis. But so I mean, dial off law
It's a lot.
pass is I can't even say it today, man. Days of all days, I can't even freaking say it. We'll just call it the Russian pass. Um,
The land of
I'm
no
a firm believer.
return.
Yeah. See, I told you that would wake her up. Great Eagle, what a man. I know Roxanne very well. I know how to wake her up from her sickness. You got to talk about Gray Eagle. But I'm a firm believer because of their injuries, and they were extensive injuries. And the fact is, as cold as it was, rot's not going to set in. So I believe them injuries wasn't caused by rot, wasn't caused by radiation, wasn't caused by any of that stuff. All that leads to that's prime choice meats. Eyeballs, ton of protein in eyeballs. There is a lot of protein in eyeballs. The tongue, that's another thing. Very, very packed full of protein and meat. These are all choice meats that was taken off these bodies, and that's why I'm a firm believer. That is my leading theory to what happened to them in that Russian pass was they got by a Yeti. They were probably disrespectful. Judging by the way some of the videos were on that thing that was following them, that's one of the conclusions I came up with. They're very disrespectful towards that entity that was following them, or it could be lack of food. And what are you going to do when you have food that crosses right in front of you and you're hungry? You're going to go after that food, man. Um, just that's how nature is. If they can only see what we visualize in our mind, they would wake up too. Vicky. Hey, Dead Wolf.
How we doing, Dead Wolf?
Yeah.
Uh,
Inuit knowing seal eyeballs is a absolute delicacy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, Ed, and we have never met in person, and you're the first one like that who knows me. Hey, you're my family, man. You're my family. I just know how you are. I pay attention. Um, but that's why I'm a firm believer that what happened to them guys there that was Yeti related. And I'll stick with that. I really will because it fits. It fits too good. I mean, but devil's advocate could have been the military. Could they have staged that stuff to hide what they did? That is a possibility. I cannot deny that possibility. But the fact that it's radiation stuff from testing in that area, they were not in that area long enough for it to be a effective radiation deal. I'm sorry, they weren't
right.
there long enough for radiation to affect them in that way. It wasn't near that. Just rebuilt another cold steel kukri knife. Oh, cool. That's cool, Dead Wolf. New meaning, eyes bigger than the stomach. Yeah. Yeah, Daryl. If I can get this thing to pull up, I might be able to find some videos real quick on YouTube, but this thing is being
Well,
slow today.
another thing that the white man used to when they were killing the buffalo off in the Great Plains, they were taking only the tongues and the hide and leaving the good meat behind and stuff and everything else. And they
Yeah.
used the tongue back then on a buffalo to make perfume of all things.
Yep.
So just putting it out
Mm-hmm.
there, folks.
Oh yeah, that's why. I mean, they wasted um, so much prime meats. Type in Yeti sightings to see if it'll pull me up any good videos. I don't need something too long because that'll ding me. Um,
Hold on. I gotta go
that's
check on something. I'll be right back.
Here's one. I believe, Ray, this might have been the one you was talking about earlier. And this is for entertainment purposes only, for my analysis and my opinion on this video, YouTube.
We're on top of Tricuni Peak, and pretty sure there's a Sasquatch down there.
Right there.
I can't really see it very well. There's this little black dot walking in the middle of the snow, in the middle of nowhere. Oh, I wish you could see it better in this thing.
Yeah, that's a good point, Vicky. That's kind of what I was saying.
That is pretty big. I can't zoom in anymore.
Nope, that ain't the one that I was thinking. That ain't the one I was thinking. That one, I believe, was up in the northern states or in Canada. I can't remember. I'll be reading the last Apex Predator tonight. I know Sarah and Greg will be lost. Heck yeah. I'm a tentative person. Heck yeah. Hey, Roger, how's it going? Yeah, imagine seeing and sadness and impact. I mean, and the thing is, if you're not respectful to these things, you're going to have a bad day. You really are going to have a bad day. I'm trying to find that one that Ray was talking about. I know I've seen it before. Oh, hey, there's me. Wow. I'm getting some popularity. There's last night's show. Wow. Don't I feel like a special person? Where's that Yeti? That was a good one there. Oh, here we go. Found a Yeti under the ice. Let's see what this is. Well, I guess let me look at it before I pop it up there.
Sorry,
Dude,
I was gonna go. I was gonna go get Jacob and see if I could bring him on the camera, but he's eating right now.
I'll be wrong with that. That's not Yeti. I hit the right one. You need to keep in space heater, dude. You're turning it off, and that's what's keeping my feet warm.
Hey, Roger.
Yeah. Best Yeti sightings ever recorded. Oh, that's 22 minutes long. I can't do that one. Oh, is this it? Shocking truth about a Yeti sighting in the Himalayas. I'll look at it before I pop it up. I found a Yeti belonging to Emmanuel. Had to return it. Didn't want him to starve it. Huh. That's fun. Oh man, thing's hiding where I can't. Can I move that?
Yeah, I'm a Yeti.
That's what I thought, yeah. So I can't find that video that Ray was talking about. I was hoping I could find it pretty quick, but I can't. So sorry guys. I know which one he was talking about, but it is what it is. Hey, Ike. Going to make my bone breed. Oh, heck yeah. Your bracelet. Speaking of bones, Roxanne, you're feeling a little pour you some bone broth. Hey, if you got like any beef bones left over, make a broth from that. That's going to help you as well.
Hold on.
When I was married, I bought a house that was close to a canvas hut that the Watson people used. The land showed me its past in dreams, and my grandmother showed me the history of her land. Oh, wow. Yeah. Camas is a wild onion type of plant with a bulb. Oh, it never owned again, not my land. I love wild onion and wild garlic. Oh, will she text me now? Wild onions and wild garlic. Oh, she had her court warming last night and send me pictures of her. I missed something here. 80, my little cat is hissing at you. Don't know what for. Come on, Putty Putty. Why you gotta be that way? So, yeah, these Yetis, man, that's I'm a firm believer. And like we discussed here, they're not white like people think. They're the dark reddish brown color, as you most common ones. Can some of them be a misidentification of the the Himalayan brown bear? Absolutely, that's going to happen. We're humans; we make them mistakes. I've been known to misidentify things before as well. That's part of it. Come on, pop over. There he goes. Yeah, I mean, I can see that as being the case, but as far as what mainstream science says, not every single one of them is misidentification. And the simple things we talked about earlier, being respectful, is very, very key on these things. I want to make sure I leave no footnotes out on this. I'm trying to go over my notes really quick. Cheap a copy. Cryptozoology, the focus. I thought I had some more notes on this Yeti I wanted to talk about, but I may not.
This is weird. Somebody in my household wanted coffee, and it wasn't me.
Holy cow. You're a bad influence on people. Roxanne. I was meowing at Roxanne's cat. It looked at you really weird. Oh, man.
That's a big, fluffy kitty. Yeah. That's a fluffy kitty.
Oh, man. So what you guys got any more questions on these Yetis? If you want to ask questions about that paranormal investigation I was on, I can answer those for you as well. That was the end of my notes that I had up.
I got a question.
Go for it, bro.
What's a Yeti's favorite food?
Snow. Let's see what everybody else thinks.
What's a Yeti's favorite food? Come on, everybody. You got to know that one. Spaghetti. Spaghetti. Freaky said snow cones. That's funny.
That's what I said too, snow cones.
No, that would be ice cream.
Yeah. Oh, crap. You dropped my whole thing down by mistake. Yeah, that's what Roxanne said. Ice cream, you scream, get scream for ice cream. Oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Hey, we got to have some humor.
Roger said, I was going to say Slim Jim. Roxanne says, William, yuck, yuck. Laugh out loud. She's picking on you now.
Yeah, I know.
They are.
That's unusual. That's unusual. I told you we're an upside down world.
Deidre said that was a good dad joke.
Oh,
I'm trying to get a couple things set up here real quick. But go ahead and with any questions you guys may have on these Yetis, go ahead and hit us up, man. That's what we're here for. I'm trying to see. I don't think I got that saved on here.
oh, sorry. Here comes the yawn.
You're fine.
Roxanne's rubbing off on me.
She's a bad influence. So, this is a couple of the digital EVP captures.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in hearing.
Come on, there we go. And ice was chilling. Yeah, I didn't
Was
follow
it
a whole lot
chilling?
on that video. I ain't down with you, Edie. Come on, man. There it goes. Man, this thing is lagging so bad. Come on.
I got to
There it
mute
goes.
my mic because the coffee pot's loud.
You think Yeti are interdimensional? I personally don't. I think they're here. I think they're here for a long time. That's just
unless
my opinion.
unless you pay strict attention to the legends of Shangri-La, which could be.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean Shangri-La. That's an interesting topic. We probably need to do together.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Thank you, Mickey. So a little bit of a sneak peek. This is all part of part one, but these are the digital EVPs that I got from my 360 recorder. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Dang on it. No wonder that looked weird. On the correct screen here.
Message. What message do you have for us?
Yeah, I couldn't catch what they were saying, so that's why I just put some voices on there. But you can clearly hear somebody with into the digital 360. My thing here.
Can you
That's
play that
artwork I
again?
created.
Motion sensor.
Oh yeah.
And being at that distance and the fact that we've moved around a lot, I would say it's something close to it. So,
Let me get back. There it is.
message. What message do you have for us?
Something leave.
Yeah, I couldn't make it out. I mean, that is turned up all the way, and I could not make it out. So that's why I didn't. I'm not going to pretend to think I know what here. I mean, that one was obviously, but I'm not going to clickbait anybody. That's why I put in there somebody talking because I could not make out what they're saying, even with it completely edited, background noise taken out, everything turned all the way up, twice turned all the way up, and still couldn't get it very good.
Huh.
Yeah, Shangri-La is an interesting place, dude. It really is. Here's another one.
Are you willing to talk with us? Shoot. There is more. How many of you are here?
I mean, that one there is pretty clear. Get out. And this is why it's important when you're doing a paranormal investigation. You have a digital 360 recorder because you'll catch stuff on there all the time.
It smells.
Hear that sigh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Huh.
15 now.
So that's just a couple of the EVPs I caught on a digital 360 recorder, and that's why I take those with me. I mean, that one was pretty clear too.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the one that I heard where it said leave, I think it was now leave.
Yeah, it could be, but I just couldn't make it out. So that's why I put it the way the way I did. Honey, if someone tells me to get out and I can't see, then I'm leaving. Not me. I'm not scared. But I get it. I mean, some people can't handle it, Dickie, and I get it. Did anyone here sit in the message? No, I did not. Which one was it, Deidre? Edie,
Yeah, I heard the number 6. I heard the number 6 when you asked how many were there.
Was that on this last one that I played?
No, it was on the second to the last one.
Okay. Boom. Right there.
Are you willing to talk with us? Shoot. There is more. How many of you are here?
So I heard get out. So you guys heard 6?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's interesting.
Play it again.
Yep. My mouse froze. There it goes. Daggone thing.
Are you willing to talk with us? Shoot. There is more. How many of you are here?
I heard 2 syllables. Get out. That's what I heard. It's interesting. That's possible. I've never caught a spirit farting, Roxanne's. I really can't tell you. Okay, I mean, it said 6, but I mean, I just heard it was just distinct 2 syllables.
Yeah, well, it's right after you asked that, like right after. It's not like a second delay. It's like as soon as you got done speaking, it came across and said 6.
Let me one more time here.
Are you willing to talk with us? Shoot. There is more. How many of you are here?
Man, all I caught was her cough and then get out.
Yeah, it says 6. It's real. You have to really pay attention to hear it. It does say 6.
That wasn't Jessica coughing, Deidre. That was Mary, the lady that she actually joined right when we started the EVP session. So she set in with that EVP, which if I can have the person that's involved in that place doing an EVP, I'm a firm believer in bringing them in on EVPs because generally the spirits are familiar with them and they're more talkative. But that was her.
Well, another thing too, with the question you had before, how many of them are there? It says, sure, there's more.
Oh, that was me. I was whispering to myself because of what I caught before then. It says there's more. And I was whispering going, man, Sure, there's more. Then that's when I asked, how many are here? That was me.
Okay. Got to mark those so you
Yeah.
don't get misled.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's why I didn't put that up there because I knew that was me. Um,
Okay.
um, like here's another one. I can't remember what's on this
What
one.
is revolting?
Oh man, that thing didn't pop up. Where did it go? Let me do that again.
What is revolting?
And that was a knock that we caught at the stairwell on the other side of the room where we were. We've been hearing footsteps on that stairwell throughout the night. You hear that footstep again? Why is it not popping that thing up? And we was catching that stuff all night there. That was walking. You can literally still hear it walking on that ladder well or stairwell. But yeah, it's just some of the stuff I caught. That's all in part one. Ses is Spanish for six. Yeah, could that be what I thought was sign saying ses? That's not a bad. That's not, man. Which one was that one? Was that this one? No, let's get out of here.
Trigger.
Was it that one?
It smells.
No, to me that's pretty clear of a sigh. I was wondering if that was ses because that was around the same time. I know that Nepal, Pakistan, and India and Bhutan are hotbed areas for Yeti, Bigfoot, and Yeti. Yeah, they are, Ray. They really are. Thank you, Deidre. I made that a couple of years ago just for the digital 360 recordings. That was artwork that I created for that. Thank you. And that's just some that I've caught so far. I've not been through the rest of the audio yet. That was just the upstairs stuff. Y'all have way better hearing than me. I can't hear anything. Yeah, with this new software that I use on this stuff, I'm able to amp up it a lot better than I did the previous investigations I've been on. So what I'll do is I'll go through, I'll amp it up, I'll take a lot of the background noise out so it's easier to hear it. And then I'll upload it again and turn the volume back up so you can hear it a lot better. Most of the time, 98% of what you catch on a digital 360 is going to be whispering. And that's why you hear it. They sound like they're whispering. It's because that's what you're going to catch on a digital 360. So digital 360s are great. You're going to catch a lot of EVPs on digital 360s, but they're hard to hear because 9 times out of 10, they're going to be whispering. So now I've got a program that I can continue doing it to get it ramped up to a point where they're, for the most part, understandable. I don't know if that's the same stuff that you've dealt with or even David and Melissa has dealt with in chat, but I mean, that's been my experience.
Yeah, it's getting to the point though, when we do paranormal investigations, it is getting a lot harder to interpret what these EVPs are, because it's when it comes through. I mean, you got to figure they're using an extreme amount of energy to communicate, because they are literally communicating from one dimension basically to another. And that's got to be very difficult and very, very draining as far as energy goes, which hence is why a lot of batteries go dead, by the way. But yeah, it is what it is when it comes to the paranormal investigations anymore.
Ursa says, I just had a trigger. I have dreamed this moment in time. It was last week. I dreamed about me eating, and I am the show, The Ghost Box. And he's wondering, Have either of us ever had this happen before? That sounds like deja vu. I have deja vu
Yeah.
quite often, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
Deja vu
and
is
whenever Mhm. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just going to say deja vu is not very uncommon as far as that goes. You do have to be a little bit more sensitive than other people to have it happen. And then
Mhm.
once you have it happen a couple times, you realize you do have a gift, and then you can teach yourself how to pick up on those gifts and multiply it and make it grow. You know what I mean? To help everybody out.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I have deja vu quite often. And 9 times out of 10, it usually comes to me in a dream. And then when it's happening, I'm stopped like I remember this, and I'm trying to remember if it was a good instance or a bad instance that happened to me when it does happen. Mercilo says, "Have you built a portal ED with the guitar pedal?" No, I have not. Not really. If I know if that's my cup of tea, I'm not big on messing with portals, just because my belief is if I don't have the right frequency and I mess with the portal, I can become unalived, and that's just because of my research or ancient history. They always had keys with the right frequency, so I've not done anything with
5200.
portals because, huh?
5200 hertz. 5200,
5200.
the energy, yeah, the portal energy that I work with back here in the studio
Mm-hmm.
is usually between 5200 and 5800 hertz. So as far as getting the vibrational pitch the right way.
Yeah,
So but you got
I
to be
was.
able to manipulate it. That's the thing.
Yeah, I was also under the impression that a certain frequency will take you to a certain location as well. I mean, that's been my research. Is that anything you know about
I you're talking basically trans and what does they call it? Oh my god, I
transportation?
forget what they call it. No, it's
Transport?
transmet transmeta. Oh god, I can't remember what they call it. Anyways, it's trans something where Deidre says I may go back to the future. Nah, well, actually, I'd probably live better in the future as far as 100 years from now, in the future. Get
Mm,
away from the out of the norm. Um, but basically, it's transcendental um, spiritual travel, and basically, it's kind of like being able to teleport your spirit to another plane of existence, which is what a lot of
mm,
out of body experiences experience when they do that. Um, others call it dream walking. And all that. So it's just another form. But when you tap into certain frequencies, the lower the frequency, the more chance you're going to have to move objects physically. So anywhere from I think they said 4800 to 5200 hertz is the frequency that was used to move blocks of stone um,
mm,
and and basically create different wave patterns in like an ocean, which by the way has been happening off the coast of Florida lately. I don't know if anybody caught the a lot of the videos this past month on social media, but they are taking a lot of videos of different types of waves and waves that look like the sound frequency generators with the sand particles. Um,
mm,
so and it all goes back to water having memory and retaining energy. So it's an energy
mm.
conductor. That's why electricity goes through it you know
Mhm.
so but it,
Heck
it
yeah.
depends. I mean, the more you work with frequency and sound and vibration, the better you're going to get, and you're going to be able to fine tune it. So
Mm. Cool. In that dream, he says, and my location where I am and who's here in the room, all that is in that dream. That's wicked cool. need to wear the God helmet when you go through places like that. I've heard of the God helmet before, Twisted, but I've not dived into that research much. It's probably something I need to look into, but I have heard of the God helmet before.
Thank you, Doctor. That's exactly what I was
Oh.
saying. Right there.
Transmedium. Okay, yeah. Hey, Woo, how's it going? It's a ghost box made clear, not real portal. It's a ghost box made clear, but not a real portal. Huh. Yeah, I mean, that's just how I am. Just because I'm not familiar with portal technology and portal and the uses, all I know is my research. That's why I don't dabble in it very much. I'm trying to get caught up on the comments, guys. Did y'all see the photos released of the structures on Mars? And I mean, I've been seeing structures on Mars for the last 10 years. Woo. Is there some more that's came out? I haven't paid attention. Guitar pedal clears channel up, crystal clear. No kidding. I need to look into that. DJ says, careful, William, you may go back to the future. Carry on, my wayward son. Meditation, yeah. I can't say that word, so I'm not even going to attempt. Transcendental. Meditation.
Yeah, let's see.
What about
here.
the man that made
I'm
the
looking.
Carroll Castle in Florida?
Coral Castle, yeah.
I don't know about that one. The Coral Castle.
You've never heard of the Coral Castle?
It kind of sounds familiar, but I can't think of it. Coral Castle.
It's a man that was building a castle in Florida for the love of his life, but he didn't get a chance to complete it before she had passed away.
Oh no.
And over time he did actually complete it, and he did all the work at night, so nobody could observe him how he did it. And he moved big formations of rock that weighed like anywhere from a quarter ton to 2 tons at a time by himself. And he was a little guy. He was probably 5'9" or 8" and 160 pounds.
Cool. Yeah, Twisted. Send that video. That'd be cool. Oh, that sounds kind of familiar. I don't know. I may not have looked into it a whole lot. I'll send you a video building one myself. Okay, Urso. Yeah. I mean, if it's a good technology that works, I'd love it. I mean, I love this stuff. I'd like to take a day trip to see it one day. Yeah, I haven't been into Florida in a coon's age, and I was just flying through, so I never got to experience it. Oh, there it is. It's all out of cocaine rock, isn't it? Is what Demiria was asking. Oh, she put it in wrong. Coquina rock.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's made out of, to tell you the truth. It's frequency of different portal systems patterns. Let me see. No,
Yeah,
I'm trying to find it here on my computer. I've got it all. I've got all the information saved, but I can't find it. Let's see here. Opening portals with tones. Maybe that's it. External portal structures. Yeah, I'm not finding it. I got it in my notes somewhere, but I can't find it. 2-channel frequency generator. There we go. Oh yeah, that's the one written in Russian. No, I can't freaking. Been a while since I read Russian.
This image here, this is Egyptian style. When I talk about portal keys, this is a common one used amongst the Egyptians as a portal key with the right frequency. It's not the best picture, but I'm trying to find the really good ones. I'm just having trouble picking it up. While he's looking at that, I was trying to find these images of these portal keys, but it's giving me stuff from a different. It's giving me different than what I'm looking to. Ancient. Let me put in here Anunnaki. Here's one. This is the most common one amongst them. Like, wait, this little handbag was a common one used, known as a portal key with the Anunnaki, along with the pine cone. That's one. It's not the actual one I'm looking for.
Well, if you notice that you know who uses the pine cone for symbolism, don't you?
Modern day
The Vatican.
Yeah, the modern day Caesar. Yep. Where is that? Where is that picture at? Daggone it. Any other time I can look this up and find it.
No, I can't find what I'm looking for either. This is starting to mess with my eyes too now. Damn. 5,280 hertz. 5,280 hertz. That's what I found. That's what I've had the most success with working.
Huh. They're most well known with the ancient Egyptians, but actually that stuff, there it is. This stuff actually dates back to the ancient Anunnaki. And it's this one right here. That when you do a lot of research, comes back as like a portal key with the right frequency to access portals. And you can see they're funneling the dead to the afterlife, and you got all these portal keys around them.
Twisted said she sent you something.
Oh, did you, Messenger? I take it, Twisted. Okay, yeah. Give me a second. Let me pop that up here because I won't be able to share that unless I have it here. Thank you. I seen I'd gotten something on there. I just don't pay attention to it too often unless it's like my daughter or my boss messaging me.
Yeah, Roxanne, that is a witch's staff that he actually has, that he walks with, as far as, witchcraft goes.
Well, I'm waiting on this to load. Where did I leave off here? Trying to see where I left off. It's made of oolite limestone, is what Vicky says.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you notice, Twisted, every time they do a portal, they have that handbag. Yeah, exactly, Twisted.
And remember, they're holding the pine cone.
Yep.
They hold the bag in one hand and the pine cone in the other.
Mm-hmm. It's meant to represent the pineal gland of, apparently, yes, I've heard that a lot, Glitched. Yeah. Yeah. That wasn't me. They also say the Pope has given a witch's staff. Yeah, that's got the pine cone on it too. Yeah, and it's also got that symbol on there too. If you look at it.
Yep.
It's a long video. Oh, if it's a long one, then I'll have to pick through it because otherwise I'll get dinged.
Yeah, you'll have to kill the sound to it.
Let me kind of.
The K2.
So I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get dinged for it. But that's the
Yeah.
helmet there you're talking about, Twisted? Okay. Yeah. But I just wanted to kind of show it. That almost looks like Optimus Prime.
Yeah, we can't play that because that's another podcast channel. So we can't play that.
Yeah. Yep. The staff, like many things at home of the Pope, has symbol. Yeah, they do. Yeah, there's a lot. I sent William a video of a chamber in the Vatican that is designed and represents a serpent to a T. I have a scabbard, and it's 6,000 years old. It's a chess piece for Pharaoh's guards. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, Urso. And I haven't, and I same time period was graded by archaeologists and certified. I'm wearing the. Oh wow. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, that was the helmet. Yeah, I'll have to check that out later. Hey, Roxanne, thank you so much for your help tonight. Yeah, we're over the 2 hour marks. We're getting ready to close it down. I just wanted to take a quick look at that helmet. It looks like the Optimus Prime helmet. Yeah.
Time for this right now. I'm feeling it, man. I'm about ready to pass out.
So, do you got any final thoughts before we shut her down, William?
Nope. I'm just glad everybody was part of the conversation, and everything's sound and frequency, guys. You got to keep that in mind. Everything is sound and frequency. Builds up the vibrations, and humans are made of water and what? Water and energy. So water is energy. So I mean everything's connected. There's no way to deny it. Everything is literally connected within a circle of life. So
key factor taken out of this with the Yeti deal. It's like we do here. It's all about respect, and you're seeing this in another culture with a entity similar to ours, and it's all about respect. So that's like a big takeaway is that I can give you guys. When you're in nature, respect the living life forms in nature. At the end of the show, I always read this poem, and it goes like this. There comes a time when the warrior falls. They leave this realm and will be missed by all. Raise a glass and keep them in your heart. They have kept this realm safe and performed their part. Look to your veterans, your active duty, your EMT, and the blue line. What they do or have done was walk that fine line. When the demon comes calling on your soul, they will be there to save us all. Hold them in your prayers, for they are deserving. They all have served or are serving. I have gained some more subscribers. To all my new subscribers, thank you so much for everything, for subscribing to this channel, building this amazing, bizarre, and unknown universe. To all my OG subscribers, thank you guys so much. Every one of you guys is what makes this show possible, and I'm truly grateful for every single one of you.
Exactly.
If you get a chance to check out my Patreon, go check that out with that new stuff I got up on there. I'll try to get some more stuff out. I do have a video dropping at midnight Tuesday, and these notes are from that I was reading off or in that video tonight. So if you guys haven't already, follow my good brother William here on YouTube at William Nighthawk 6630. Give him a like, subscribe, follow, and say hello to him. Everybody give Roxanne and both William. They're both my mods. Give them a hand. They're extremely helpful. William, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's always a pleasure to do shows with you. And it's been a while since I've had you on one night, so it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a good show. I've actually enjoyed it tonight. So I'm just really burned out as all, guys. So, but yeah, I appreciate you having me on. So
So until now, next Sunday, I will not have a show because of Super Bowl weekend. Me, like many, even most of you subscribers, are going to be watching the Super Bowl. So instead of doing my show Sunday, I will be doing it Saturday instead. So we won't have campfire chats. We'll have the bizarre and the unknown in place of that. I don't know the topic yet. I'll figure it out between now and then. I have a new newsletter released on my Patreon, so you guys go check that out. So until next time, guys, peace, love, and blessings to everyone. Give me a second here. I got to get this set up.
Take care,
I lost my
everybody.
spot. Yeah, maybe. You gonna work for me? Huh. Well, I guess it's not going to play, so I apologize, everybody. Peace, love, and blessings, and we'll see you next week.